like relationship, business, finances, and many more. Live streaming into the whole continent with Ali. You are listening to Go Youth Podcast with Ali SA. Greatest topics of the world like relationship, business, finances, and many more. Live streaming into the whole continent with Ali. You are listening to Go Youth Podcast with Ali SA. Greatest topics of the world like relationship, business, finances, and many more. Live streaming into the whole continent with Ali.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ali. I'll be your host for tonight. Tonight's show, the topic that we'll be digesting in the house, it's all about grooming. Because we have a lot of people are complaining, saying that their partners, are too much ijwala, or the partner is not in the mood. The topic that we'll be digesting tonight is that a relationship between a person, who admire, going out each and every weekend, and the other partner, you find that they enjoy being indoor. What we need to know is that, can that kind of relationship actually work? Have you ever been in that kind of a relationship? And if yes or not, you're welcome also to join us on the portal so that we can hear your view. Because we have invited a lot of people to come and join us on the board. Not sure whether they're still coming, because we find it quite strange, or a person who normally goes out each and every weekend, like Ayadi Tlapong and different branches, and the other person who always indoor, whether the relationship can work, because always there will be a dispute between the two. Because imagine if myself, like Magai Olore, I'm always indoor. I don't party. I don't go out at night. And Magella usually each and every weekend should go out. Magella will go out to different pubs. You see Magella posted in Nepe Analema. Now the main question starts standing. Can that relationship work? Because personally speaking, for me, I know I'm very strong. I'm not weak. I'm very strong. I'm not weak. For me, I think the relationship can work, because I believe that when you are going to be in a relationship with a person, first and first, you're not going to change the person. Being in a relationship with someone doesn't mean that whether you have to change the person, how the person lives. Being in a relationship, it's just a two-way thing whereby two of you guys need to accommodate each other, and let's say, okay, this is how this one behave, and this is how do things. And if there are things that you are doing, then accommodate your other partner. I believe one is to make a plan. You need to make a plan in such a way that you are able to accommodate the other partner. Not to say that you must cut 1, 2, 3, cut 1, 2, 3. Okay. If Mugelo or Mugai don't or maybe we enjoy women on weekends, like I travel for a long time, why don't you invite your partner and say, babes, since you're complaining, say that myself, I'm always out, why don't you come and join? Maybe Mugelo or Mugai, if maybe I got like join, I got actually one or what in moment thing. I so believe. Maybe they're not that allowed join, Now and then, join. So yeah, guys, you're welcome to join us. You can check on the private chat box. There's a link there. If you also want to come on the screen to share your view, you are more than welcome to do that. Since we are still waiting for our guest speakers to come on board, check on the private chat. There's a link that you can just open and join us on the screen. Let's hear your view. Because there's a friend of mine. She told me, I won't mention a name. She told me that she had been on the same thing. Let's go to break, and then I'll just check the link, those who are interested to come through.
listening to Go Youth Podcast with Ali SA. Greatest topics of the world, like relationship, business, finances, and many more. Live streaming into the whole continent with Ali.
All right. Thank you so much. We're back from the break. Still waiting for some of our guest speakers to come on board. It looks like most of them, they're having some technical issues. Let's take a song. I think maybe we have Advocate on site here. Advocate, I'm not sure if you're audible where you are.
Good evening, Ali.
Good evening, Advocate. How are you doing that side of South Africa?
Very well, thanks. And how are you, Ali? I'm at Gauteng. I'm Pretoria now.
Oh, in Pretoria.
Mm.
That's quite good, Advocate. It looks like the network was failing us as most of the people are trying to join in, but I also believe they'll find us on the line. Advocate, we are having a topic here, which I found it so interesting to talk about, because sometimes we end up falling in love or being in a relationship with a person by looking at the outside of a person, looking at the body. If it's a woman, looking at the figure. If it's a guy, looking at the appearance, looking on the assets of what people are having. We end up associating ourselves with other people, and even end up getting into detail, romantic or sexual, but tending to forget that there's other part that one needs to consider. How are you going to accommodate your partner if your partner is a person who usually goes out each and every weekend, and you find that your other partner, could be the male or the female, is not a person who usually goes outside. It's a person who usually a person just sitting and chilling indoor. But when you are always outdoor, what do we need to know, Advocate, from the line of perspective, how you understand it? Can that kind of relationship work?
Thank you very much again, Chairman. This is a very quite interesting topic. Okay, now.
A very quite interesting topic. Very quite interesting topic to talk about. I'm aware that there are a lot of ladies in the house who also wanted to come on board to share their stories. I think sometimes we end up falling in love, for wrong people. That's what I can say, and something that I don't know how we can eradicate it. They close, Advocate. So I don't know if you can unmute or still solving some other technical issues to the side, because a lot of ladies, Advocate, are going through a lot. I don't want to talk about woman guy. I want to talk about the ladies are going through the most, whereby you find that Magella is a motor group. Magella is an indoor person. Magalla motor load is always out. How can this partner are outdoor. Now and then. And Magella said, Mara, Advocate, from your point of view, the other partner, like, there's no way what happened with this person? I go panel about 12 maybe one night stand. But for me, advocate, I feel like for me, I don't feel like it will work. You don't work, advocate. I'm not sure if you're in a good space to unmute, but I don't think it will work, advocate, at all. You know, now if I'm a person who, not to say I discourage people to drink alcohol or to go out and do partying and all this. I don't discourage anyone at all. I don't discourage anyone at all. I see that you have Tato Morris here. Good evening to you, Tato Morris. You're welcome to also join us. There's a link there. You're welcome to join us on the screen. It will be quite interesting to have you in the house. You're welcome, Tato Morris, to click the link and join us in the house. I also did share the link with you. Please move from the YouTube platform and come on the studio, Honorable Tato, so that we can engage. Advocate, I'm not sure if you are in a good space to unmute. What I was still saying is that it will happen, Advocate, one day. I engage with other people. It will happen. For me, I feel like if Urata Menate or Ata Groover, maybe sit down with your person, Advocate, or Lele, no, Quadele, Leonor Tabenate, those are my together, Menate, or somehow Omuta compromise. It's either Menate that the idea of going to really to like it rather than going outside. But either way, I would like to get the perspective of Tato Morris, who's also watching from YouTube. I would like to get your view, my brother, on this motion. Advocate, I don't know if you're able to unmute or not. Okay, let's give it a second. Advocate will be back on the line. Mr. Tato Morris, you're welcome, my brother, to come on the studio to get your views, because I'm aware that you might be having a lot of points that you want us to discuss in the house. Let's take a very quick break. We'll be back. I see that Advocate is still having some technical issues at his side. He'll be back just now to join us. Let's take a very, very quick short break, and we shall be back.
You are listening to Go Youth Podcast with Ali SA. Greatest topics of the world like relationship, business, finances, and many more. Live streaming into the whole continent with Ali.
Right. Thank you so much. I see that we also have Advocate Abram in the house, and we also have Lindy Wetakane. Thank you so much, Lindy, for taking your time to come and join the podcast tonight. Lindy, tonight we are digesting emotion, which is a very, very sensitive motion. We are talking about a relationship between a person who likes going out each and every weekend and the other person who normally enjoy being indoor. The question that we are asking is that can that relationship work? And if so, have you ever been in that situation? Or maybe you might be in it now. And how does grooming actually affect your relationship? Lady Bird, can you please unmute so that we can get a perspective, and also please introduce yourself to the house at last so that somebody can know where you're joining us from.
Hi
Yeah,
guys,
so
I have flu,
yeah,
so I don't think you'll hear me properly.
yeah. Please let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Please go through. Let's give it a try.
Okay, I'm Lindy from Kopan. Uh, on the topic today, I'm in the same situation whereby I'm an indoor person, but my partner is always out every weekend, and that for me is honestly not going well. It's not working for me. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
So I want to get this. When you're saying it's not working for you or maybe for other people, what might be the issue? Because I believe that when a guy goes out, he'll say, babes, I'm going out to have fun with friends. What is the issue? Because you find that Mugai tells you that, babes, I'm going out. What is the issue?
the issue starts with communication. Guy
Mm-hmm.
can just leave and not tell me that he's going out. So I'll find out through WhatsApp statuses that he's out. He'll not communicating with me. First of all, the guy is 150 kilometers away from me, so it's a long distance relationship. So for me to know that he's out, I will see WhatsApp statuses or Facebook that he's out. And uh, whenever I ask him to communicate with me regarding this, it's always an issue because he feels like I'm controlling him.
For me, I don't feel like it's about controlling. You know, I used to I used to tell my other half that for me, I feel like if you are in a relationship with me, you need to learn how to be open, because there are some times where myself I'll make sacrifices for you so that we can be in the same space, or I can be able to assist you to move from one to two. I believe communication is the key, as you're saying. Mogad cannot be in a distant relationship with you and decide to go out with friends and have fun without communicating with you. But what I want to get from your side, what steps have you taken to try to resolve the matter actually? Because for sure, there must be some steps which you try to take them into account to try to uh, 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 to try to take Mugai down. What measures have you taken into consideration without any hesitation?
Okay, firstly, I tried talking to him about it, like communicating with him. But whenever we communicate, there's always a fight regarding it. And another thing, I try to fit into his new lifestyle, which is very hard for me because I'm an indoor person. So, like,
Yeah.
I tried to sacrifice my life for him so that he can we can fit in the same world.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
it doesn't seem to be working.
For sure. Um, but one thing that I want to get very quickly, when you talk to Mugai about the issue of distance, what does he say? This thing out there, and he just go out to hunting without talking to you. What is his response?
His response mostly is, "You're always complaining. Why are you trying to control my life? Why don't you just go out yourself and have fun? Because I'm having fun
Ooh,
and you're busy complaining. Why don't you just leave me alone?" Like stuff like that.
yeah. Um, I feel like there might be issues happening here. You find that Mugai might be having another partner, and the partner might be an outgoing person who I could say who actually invite Mugai to Azali and now and then by Menadi. Or it could be that Mugai and Additions and or they are sorry out each and every day. But very quickly, let's check with Advocate. Advocate?
Thank you very much, Ali, again. Okay. Good evening, and Lindiwe. I hear your story. You are 150 kilometers away from Mugai, and then he's an outgoing person. You are an indoor person. Number one, firstly, Ali, long distance relationship itself, it's a problem. There will be a communication breakdown, trust me. And then you wouldn't feel like, I must always inform my partner of everything or little thing that I do. Because anyway, either way, she's far from me. You understand? So, and another problematic part is that not only ladies go through a lot, also guys go through a lot when it comes to such situations as outgoing people. We have a lot of ladies that likes to go out every weekend. They want to go out every weekend. They want to have fun. And then we will have guys, those who, they just prefer indoor things, smallangana chillers. They don't like crowd. You understand? But now, this is a gap. The gap is that you're with a partner that likes indoor, and then you are an outgoing person. Always. Then when we will feed love into it, I believe, love is a complex thing. Some will say if that is love means no sacrifice. You don't need to sacrifice. Love doesn't have grudge, doesn't hold grudges. Love is a beautiful thing. Love it accepts all of you with your flaws, your wrongdoings and your right doings. In love, you don't see error. That is love. You understand? So people, they tend to misuse this concept of love. Why? Because now they will use the blackmail to blackmail you.
But advocate. In a situation where Lindy is in now, I don't know, Lindy, how long have you guys been together? So that we can take it through step by step. How long have you guys been together, Lindy?
5 years.
What? 5 years. So advocate, it's a period of 5 years.
Yeah,
They've
5
been
years.
together.
5
And
years.
now
5
the
years.
guy is in a distance.
No, 5 years, Ali. It's a beautiful thing.
Go through advocate.
Ali, can you hear me properly?
It's a very worrying situation. Yes, I can hear you, advocate. I can hear you.
No, Ali, you know what's the problem? The issue is that Lindiwe does not trust her partner. Lindiwe, she's insecure. Because now if you worry about a person that is miles away from you, you're worrying that you always go out. That should raise eyebrows. Which now, Lindiwe, you're not here. I'm miles away, and then I have friends that keep me company because you're not here. You understand, Ali? So now, her being insecure, she's gonna have a problem with her partner that's stating, Gucci, why are you always going out? Okay, what is it that she must do? In Lindiwe's absence, in Lindiwe being miles away from him, what is it that he's supposed to do? He's supposed to be an indoor person. What else is not? He's not an indoor person. Who will he be doing that for? Because Lindiwe, she's no near from him. She's far.
I think that Lindy, she can come in and explain. She can come in and answer for herself there.
This is not about insecurities and trust. I've been with this person for 5 years. I know him. I do. So for the past, let's say, 4 years, he's been indoors. He was a very indoor person. Like, he didn't have friends, maybe one or two. He spent a lot of time playing soccer or doing stuff like that. So for the past couple of months, he changed. He's always out every weekend. He's always drinking. I'm not saying he must not. Everyone deserves to have fun. He must go have
For
fun.
sure.
Yes,
For
but
sure.
then
Everyone should have fun. Yeah.
yes, everyone deserves to have friends. So the only problem here is that this is something that has happened for the past 6 months, not the whole 5 years. The distance, we worked through the distance for the past 5 years. We had challenges, but we managed to get through them. And distance was never a problem because we saw each other every now and then. We never had fights about it. So the only problem here is his new lifestyle, drinking every weekend, going out every weekend.
Yeah. So
His entire lifestyle has changed. So I'm not insecure.
I want to get this, Lindy. Yeah. I want to get this. Now, if the situation is complex in this situation, where you have been your partner for a couple of years, you know Mugai is an indoor person, you know Mugai does have friends about maybe football stuff and other things. He's not a person who's usually out on weekends. And I'm quite sure the spirit of adulation that is prevailing within your heart, there's no man who can fill the space if it's the guy that you actually admire this guy, because I believe there are mementos or memories that you guys have shared together. And I'm quite sure when you see a status around 1 o'clock at night, your heart explodes as if there's a bomb which was planted inside. That what wrong have you done to this guy? Today, he doesn't see you. When the situation is so, how are you going to sort it out? Because my worry for me is that if you decide to, I will start afresh. What if you leave Mugai and then you come across to Mugai or Mbalo, like, how are you going to sort out this mess?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't want to lie. I don't know. I just don't know where I will start. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with my life if I leave, because everything in my life revolved around him. I did everything with him. I learned a lot with him. So starting afresh, is something I have no idea where to start. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be the toughest thing ever. But like, I can't be in a relationship whereby I'm not happy. My happiness comes first. And lately, I'm not happy at all. I'm not. Like, whenever I try to tell him this, it feels like uh, I'm putting so much pressure on him, or I'm trying to control him. Like, I feel bad for only talking to him. So it's gonna be hard. I don't know
Yeah,
what to do, honestly.
while you're still there, while you're still there, to add up on what you're saying, there's a friend of mine. He was in a relationship with a lady for the past 4 years. Apparently, for these 3 years, the relationship was flowing well. On the fourth year, when the lady came back from varsity, she came home. Apparently, the lady, she was in a distant relationship with somebody else. Imagine, the guy was taking care of the lady as usual. You know, a man is a provider. The guy submitted himself to the lady. I'm not gonna do anything, babes. I'll be waiting for you to come back home. Ngwanolo a boa scale a boa mo a botsa ngwana ba gore babes, now you're not my type. We are done. I have my person. Apparently, when you compare the two people, the lifestyle is quite different. Their intellectual status is quite different. But Omodropile fast, which I learned the lesson from my side. But I started thinking, it's not about how educated you are. It's not about how rich you are. It's not about how clever you are. A lady can leave you and go to someone who's down, down, down compared to you. My heart it's bleeding to the situation that you're going through. You have been in a relationship with this guy for some time, and today the guy will change. My friend used to say, when the situation is like this, we flow with it. We flow with it in a situation whereby you need to get time. If possible, you can take a week off or take a couple of days. Now, within about 3 or 4 days, spend time with your guy, be together with him, and try to talk to the guy. Like, be submissive to the guy and explain to the guy that, look, man, um, I know you for the past 5 decades. I know you. I mean, for the past 5 years, I know you. But now, we change it. Mbotse the recipe o shumishang so that I can also put it on my menu go kgona go measure standard, because I feel like now we're no longer in the same space. We have been in that situation. We have been in a situation where you submit yourself, you become a good guy. Apparently, that person, if you can go and check for them, like I told, the person is busy flirting with other people. Come on, you're busy being submissive, and you are busy even doing some sacrifices. Those sacrifices that you can't even do to some of the people who are close to you, but you are doing those sacrifices for to show sometimes you can be too secretive. Like, over too supportive when you want to. You can't even do for some of your family members, but for the near fact, for whatever. Some they will regard us guys as stupid, but those guys who are treating them very hard, those guys whom they are having cash going with them, who don't even give them damn even one and they give nothing. The village. I don't want to be feminine, but for me, it pains me a lot when a guy is too submissive, when a guy provide a mogele, when a guy will hold mogele, and mogele. One thing that I like to say is that some of the ladies, they're taking advantage of the good guys who are out there, because out of every 10 guys, there are only 3 or 2 guys, a lot of that. And when a lady play with them, okay, this guy will actually that thing, it makes us guys want to more change. You see, today we have a lot of people who want to play. I saw already play because of they wanted to be players, because of banana of figure lining and lower of. For me, it's very painful. I feel like Magai will change it. Magai will cheat. Magai will cheat because if we're you okay, it's fine. You have every reason to be insecure because you know, for me, I would say if you've tried speaking to Mugai, you've tried to sit down with him, you need to take a decision that is going to suit you. It's either you're gonna leave this relationship and look to someone who's on the same space of you. But my one is that I don't want you to go ukopana le motho mongwe le gore will make the situation to be worse or when she's better to wear them out. When it's gonna be very painful. So the thing is that ish, you know, these days, the majority of these days, I could say I once told myself for ish, Ramalanga, it looks like things are very tight. God will just have to observe the situation, even though like tell yourself, you know what, this guy quack, even if it's like quack, I'll just sit down and relax. I'll try to talk to him as much as I can. But if this guy will already chill, will be my partner. But I don't want to focus more much. I just want to focus on building my life, you know. Focus on getting a lot of papers, focus on getting a better job, focus on getting extra income. Mkai ke tla tswa ke mo minus out. If Mkai ke mo file 20%, ke ka mo fa 5% Mkai so that you don't suffer too much. That's why I want to feel like never ever depend financially or you to get financial favors from your partner. Because the moment the Mkai at all at that gap, you'll want to find someone to fill the gap very quick. But if whether you don't have such things such as financial favors, let some guy come more. Let some guy come more because Maganga won or when frost and too much. Magawan on frost and too much, and to Halaka and Debra. And then I or Mutakala. So there are a lot of ladies who are low Rabasha. There are a few ladies like you are low. Each and every man I'm one, they'll be like, yeah, man, I want this person to be my partner. But when you're holding yourself down, refusing to engage with other people because you're saying you have a person who doesn't value you, a person who doesn't see Nanko A or nowhere, no more fine you. A person will come to you and say that, hey, I'm control. It's not like I'm control. That's what it's meant to be. Masali head office, you know. You need to listen to your partner to give you direction. So when a man doesn't listen to you, when a man goes out to party, doesn't talk to you, respect the way and you're gonna take a decision. But for now, my advice is that but for now, I'm like feel like space and so on. It doesn't mean we're like move space like don't go into the matter with other people. No one saying move space. Go months or learn you're able to live your life without him and try to hustle, man. You know, if you can get something that can keep you busy, a guy like spacing, you know. One thing that I can tell you is that when I know we need to balance like let's in business and other things, but if you can get something that can keep you busy, man, at the end of the day, guy cannot go because you'll be like and you're focusing on other things else. Not be true and not monate. I will put you to of frostana, Motulo, and a gongolongo Miyanka on Hita, like Mutum Sharp, like what's it? Mara. I don't know what to say. Like, you know, just that I can't go in detail, but for me, I could tell you that Laradole too much. We because of we can't find the right person, and that thing it damages our souls. I'm here for building you. I hear the situation that they're going in and they challenge the coupon and that's all. But in a way, based on what the advocates said and also what I try to lament on, how are you going to work things out, eh?
Right now, I'm just waiting to see. I'll see him in a few days, so just have to talk to him. Then if it doesn't work out, then it is what it is. So if it doesn't work out, then I'm out. But if ever he listens and try to make the situation better, then it's gonna be good because I want to be with him. But if ever
you said it's not the first time, eh?
Sorry?
You said it's not the first time going to have such type of communication.
The only problem with our communication is communicating through cell phones. So we haven't really sat down and talk about it. So I'm planning on talking to him when I meet him. We talk about it, then we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I'm not
quite good. Yeah, you're saying?
I'm saying I'm not quite happy about it. I know the outcomes of us having a talk like always ends the same way.
I understand. All the best in terms of the communication between the two. But for me, it's becoming something else because this guy have changed, man. Like for the past 5 years, now to my actor. So I don't know what this guy. I don't know if this person now to more control like a Zaga or control like a Nante or control like a Chomi or this guy wanna let the other part of life in as I want to one now. But even though it's bad, I think it's a high time that you guys need to sit down and set the rules between the two of you. I think you need to set rules. Then if the guy doesn't take it, I think you still have enough time. Don't worry, you can just kick this thing out and focus on other thing else. Because man, people end up by a relationship is another other relationships. But at the end, you find that you're not happy from relationship, the new relationship that you are in, because you are still thinking about my guy. Even he calls you, got drop on about fast, or level to the other person, it becomes very bad. But all the best, man. In terms of you having a communication with your partner. Now, very quickly, what is your advice to Banyana Lema Hotel or they're also telling in the podcast they're having some issues that it's on what is your advice to them in detail?
My advice to all the ladies is that if you're not happy, leave. Just leave. Balega. And all the guys, I had a conversation with 2 or 3 ladies today regarding my problem, and everyone seems to be having the same problem. In Amakita, you don't care. You don't listen. You don't see us. You're all concerned about you being happy, but not your partner. So if you continue like this, then come to play here, mujolo. Maranal problem. So yeah, just listen.
It's very much worrying, and I'm also concerned because I know who the relationship to I feel like maybe my guy I from get a maybe my girl watch it because of my guy I'm like it gets this up or Zaka the car play shop. But your relationship is so amazing because I haven't heard you speaking about money. I haven't heard you speaking about assets. You said Magai Oyame nothing without talking to you. And what's Magai Mutali Indo? I think it's a problem that can be resolved. If you can have a face-to-face talk with Magai and this issue I sorted out, I think something is wrong. It's high time that maybe I don't say we are dropping him though. Maybe like give him a break. Give him a break everyone at time. But either way, all the best, man, and thank you so much for taking time to come and join the show. It was very touching to have you in the house. You are making some of us to be emotional because what are some of us we used to say, I would say, we just want to be out the camera because rather what wrong, Imagine we first time to like we were in a relationship and it end up or that person another mara you know And like I'm on a lane, I'm on what's like like Joe, you're relaxed, like you feel like I'm the man in a mood. Ah, motono via come. What's whether it's someone come. Imagine. So illegally, most of us guys are going through. But for me, advice to the guys in the house, you know what? Let's keep hustling. Make sure that we have companies that you're running, contribute towards the economy, and forget about ladies. If somebody go out and because of I think we spend a lot of time focusing on wrong things rather than spending much of our time and then the stress of the book and then the job and all these things. I understand that space is rather than just one labor. But the thing is that so many challenge about yes, yes. I don't know how we can sort it out, Lindy, but either way, thank you so much, Lindy, for taking your time to come and join the show.
Thank you guys for listening. And thank you, Mr. Malekane, for the
All right,
advice.
no, yeah. No, thank you so much, man. It was a lovely conversation to have you in the house and also Advocate and the other panelists who are also joining on YouTube. It's an honor having you in the house. It's a very touching topic. And for me, I will wrap up the show by saying that I don't think uh, being in a relationship with a person who likes going out and the other one that likes to be indoor, the relationship can work. I don't think so. And I don't think there's anyone who would admire to share Mutawalo Mutumu, I don't think that is really good. Okay, either way, thank you so much, guys, for taking your time to come and join the show. How does grooving affect your relationship? Yes, she said it. She said it does affect the relationship. Yeah, well, I have a number of shit. Thank you so much. My name is Ali. I'm the host of Go Good Podcast. Different show. Thank you so much, guys. Africa, love you. Peace. Bye.